check, 1 2 1 2, check 1 2 1 2, baby. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, calling yourself Crypto Lifers, and jumping on in to the Crypto Lifer Show every Saturday night at 8 p.m. We're here bringing it to you. This is a more laid-back, fun stream, but we still get down to brass tacks. We look at Bitcoin, we look at the world markets, but the stock market's not open today, right? There's a bunch of things that aren't happening. We can't look at Dow futures, and it's the one night where we can just be crypto people, look at crypto, have fun, talk about the news, and break it down. Having my lemon water like I always do. I tell you what, it tastes like gold, baby. Oof. And you know what? I brought the honey all the way down just to do honey on the live. There was no need to do it, but I did it just to do honey on the live stream. Really good, man. I'm telling you. The lemon water and the honey are really, they got to be doing something for my immune system, because I'm one of the only people I know that didn't get sick in the last 3 years. Everyone else I know got sick. Knock on rubber wood. It's rubber wood too. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get out of this is my station though. These are my 6 screens. This is where I do my work. This is how I do my thing. And I'm here every day getting it in. So, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Oh, MetaMask class every Friday. That'll be the first Friday of every month, starting in March. Okay. You can see world markets, people still pumping into Bitcoin. And let's jump on in to see what we see. Yada, yada, yada. Remember that episode? So, right off the bat, what am I seeing for Bitcoin? Well, hold on 1 second. 1 segundo. 1 second. I just kind of like that deep house. There's really nothing better than it for me, personally, at the moment. But we'll see. It's just I like the laid-back etherealness of it. So check it out. So when we look at this Bitcoin right now, off the bat, we're sitting in this beautiful ascending triangle that could be forming here for Bitcoin. Up, down, up, coming to the downside. That's why this area is crucial, that the bulls show up here and fight this region. Can the bulls keep us above 39,850? Really, where's the last leg of lamb? We could go 39,361, really, is my final straw, 39,300. You know, we could wick a little bit lower to 39,008, but we'd have to get a candle to close back inside the pattern. You know, I'd give the whales that enough fear to bring it down. But once that trend line breaks, because to me, this is a valid trend. Bounced. It's a valid trend right now, and it can hold. So we want this to hold, and we're going to see if it can. And that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. This is the overall structure that I'm looking at. If this can hold, it's a valid bilateral triangle with a 50% chance of a break to the upside, and there's no one that doesn't know their TA that would argue with this. This is a spot-on technical analysis. You know, I found at first, I didn't really see anyone draw this yet. I'm kind of one of the first people to kind of look at this in this manner. But again, I'm not, I'm sure other people will eventually jump on this and start showing you this pattern as well if you look online. However, an idea to shoulder head, are we just making an elongated right shoulder that's a little longer? Is an idea here. Another idea here is this. Look, I'm just bringing this up. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I just like to project. Is this a shoulder? Could this be a head? Are we making another right shoulder here to fulfill this pattern? This would fulfill the bigger pattern and this pattern too as well. So I'm just projecting an idea here that this is the head of a bigger inverted head and shoulder. Okay? Bang, bang, bang. So that's what I'm looking at here for Bitcoin. Levels to watch for tonight before we go to bed, and tuck ourselves in and wait for Santa all the way next year, because I know you guys just love Christmas and Santa Claus. I'm just messing around. Look at this. We can see that we've bounced nicely off these levels here on the 4-hour candles. Let's take a look. So 2 candles closed there, 2 candles closed there with tweezer bottoms to the upside. Almost a bit of a triple bottom here for Bitcoin. You can kind of enclose it in here in this tighter, to me though, it's like it's a bare rectangle. If I had to call it anything, I'd call it a bare rectangle. I'd flip it upside down. It would look like a bullish rectangle to me that I would play to the upside, okay? So bearish rectangle could come down to 37,000 is the measured move. So I'm just giving you both scenarios, right? You're like, well, we just gave us a bilateral triangle. I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go. I never claimed to be a moon boy or a bear boy, all right? In the long run, I believe Bitcoin will go to $1 million by 2030. I think more than that. I think somewhere between $1 and $5 million by 2030. So I do believe, you know, yeah, you got 8 years to hold on if you buy one Bitcoin to become a millionaire. That ain't that bad, you know. It could be worse. But again, so my idea here for Bitcoin is it's got to hold this 39,200, 39,300. I'm going to zoom in a little while. I'm going to see exactly what that level really is. But in the general section of things, 39,000 needs to hold. And this downward trend line needs to hold. We break this trend line, it's likely we get back into this chop. Their only big major support really is down there, and then there's a measured move right here. And then you're talking coming back down. We break that, you're talking about coming back down to 34,000, and then we'll be talking back here at 30K, right? 29. So this is what we're looking at for Bitcoin, all right? In my humble opinion, this symmetrical triangle, this bilateral pattern, this asymmetrical triangle, ascending triangle, this ascending triangle needs to hold and break up to the upside, to the measured move, which is $57,495. Can we get to 57,000? Time will tell. Heavy resistance right in this area here, heavy resistance in this zone. We'll kind of zone it out here. I love calling it a zone because it is. It's never really a perfect area. It's always like a zone of, you know, where we test support and resistance. Sorry, that kind of grabbed me and just went with it. So when I look at here, what do I look at? I look at this resistance point here for Bitcoin. And we got to get above 47,000, 46,000. That's like a major area. We can get back above that and use that as support. I would long a big fat long. So if I see this break above, come back down and bounce, I would open up a trade right there for heavy money, back up to 57K, you know. So that's a plan that I'd be looking at. Now, if we come up here and we break out and we get rejected, break back into the pattern, bearish retest, and we could dump. So they could do a fake out. So I'm watching the fake out to the upside. Anything is possible. They could fake us down, bring us back in. So watch out for the fake outs. They're going to go after the leverage traders. It's going to happen. All right. You have to know your TA, and then you have to also think of what would they be doing? What would the market maker be doing? How would the market maker benefit the most from the positional strength in the chart, from the order books? What would happen the best? So that's something that you always want to keep on your radar, and you always want to be affirmative about and make sure that you're being vigilant about that. Okay. All right. So moving forward over here. As they say in Boston, moving forward. And there's Bookmap opening up. Let's pop out that chat, see what's cracking in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for coming on into the live stream. Thank you for the $5 in Super Chat coming on in. 161 viewers, 86 likes. Can we get the viewers up to the likes, up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to everyone on the live. Let's do a quick roll call, see who's coming through on a Saturday night. A quiet Saturday night. Get those Super Chats going if you want some attention. Crypto Muser in the game. My man. Love learning. Thank you for coming through. Big Jim, my dude. David Kendall. Wow. Hernway. Crypto Santa Claus. Live from Denmark. It's funny I said Santa Claus. I didn't even know you were here. Interesting. It's like I was psychic. Tokyo Sex Wheel. Looks rare when you get... Looks rare when you get a chance. Good sir. Shout out to you, my friend. We'll take a look at looks. I got you. I'm going to be a Lifers campaign manager. Shout out to Crypto Muser in the house. Crypto Lifer for president. Shout out to Dan Rowley. Thank you. The people have spoken. Crypto has to factor into your political decisions. You never know. Not even going to read any of that. Let's keep it moving. Shout out to everyone on the live. Let's keep it moving. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Send in a Super Chat for deep dives, people. Shout out to Rodney Robinson, the man with the socks. Not financial advice, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night. I love that. I was thinking about that today, laughing. I was like, not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as financial advice. Do not watch my channel for financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only and for educational purposes only. Learn how to draw your line, support and resistance. Learn how to use these tools on TradingView. What a great education you can have watching this channel, getting down and figuring out all these little intricate things that happen in technical analyses. It's analysis. It's my analysis. My analysis. O tu no ves? Oreja. Okay, so that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell right now as we speak, right? Let's take a look at the daily time frame. The daily time frame, shall we? And we're going to zoom on in. And we're going to talk about what I see that's good and what's not so good. We're going to look at the pros and cons of what's happening right now. We're going to get rid of all my funky lines that we just drew, but those were the possible ideas of where we're going. I just have to convey all the crazy ideas that I have because I've seen all these things happen before. And once one thing occurs, usually the high, it gets very, like you're in the 80 to 90%, you're going to get the certain move. So that's why it's crucial. So when we zoom in on the daily time frame, we can see that we have wicks to the upside here, tweezer bottom, suggesting that we have a bit of a bottom here. Also, the daily stochastics RSI are flattening out. They were high, and we were waiting for those to come on down. It was scary. I was wondering how bad it was going to be. It came down. It was bad, but it could have been worse. We did hold. Look, low, high, slight higher high, though, and a low. Now, this is a higher low than that. Now we have to wait. If we come up here on the daily time frame, okay, and we oscillate back up on the stochastics, and they curve back down, and we start to come down, and we don't end up making a previous high, that tells me we're in for some downside. But if we get back above and we use that as support, so the next 2-3 weeks, the next 2 weeks really, are going to tell us whether we get rejected here and begin a bear market, no lie, or we come up here and begin a possible dig out. I mean, this is a big deal. Now, what we have running for us is, as you can see, a falling wedge on the daily time frame. Yes, we broke out, but we broke back in. Also, I've been seeing this pattern a lot lately. I could point it out in other places. I'm not going to spend too much time, but one day I'll kind of go through them and I'll point this out. But this pattern started like 2 or 3 months ago. I started seeing it here and there, and I've seen it 4 or 5 times now, maybe even a little more. When we go down like this, we pop out, we part Simpson right back in, and the only thing I can see is that it's really an actual falling wedge still doing its thing in that zone. So I see a falling wedge on the 4-hour and the daily time frame. However, look at the 4-hour. It did push up, and we went flat. That's just not the best sign. Like, see, the stochastics are a momentum indicator, right? So when they move, you want to see price move with some momentum. And when you don't get that behavior, it's troubling. So like, for instance, when this stochastic came up and we didn't break a previous high, high likely for a dump. I play this all the time. It's a simple way to play the charts. It's like, here's my high. I'm going to roll up on my stochastics. If they roll down, and I just said the same thing just now, right? We just went over the same thing on the macro scale on the daily. If that daily rolls up and we don't hit that previous high on the left, highly likely we roll down to the downside, okay? 39,500, a lot of orders right there, and a big order at 39,000 here on Bookmap, the order book here. You can see we got liquidity here at 39,000, a big old fat order, and then another order there at 38,000. Wow. We're talking 116 Bitcoin, 37,000, 36.5, and 30K, the mama of all orders, and 495 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin. There's about, 700 Bitcoin orders between 32,000 and about 30K even in this zone. They definitely have more liquidity there than anywhere else at the present moment. So it looks like Bitcoin is going to get drugged down into this liquidity box somewhere between 35,000 and 30,000 based off the liquidity. Again, they could pull these orders off and they could disappear. They had that $45,000 order there for a long time. It's kind of there still. 151 Bitcoins at 45K, still liquidity parked, but there's less liquidity than there was before. So they strip their liquidity away. So it can be spoofing, meaning they put liquidity on the book, but they take it right off when they want to. However, this does suggest there's a big order that's been waiting for Bitcoin down at 39K. They even have a $25,000 order here and a $20,000 order for 163 Bitcoin. So, do the whales believe we're going to go down to 20K? Is it possible? Anything is possible, I'll tell you that. Now, I don't get too crazy about it. And shout out to the beautiful people at Bookmap. Okay? I'll have an affiliate link out by Monday morning, ready to go, if you would like to jump on in and use Bookmap to your advantage. So check it out. It shows you the liquidity on the order books. You can pick different exchanges, load them on up, depending on which membership you would like to have, depending on how pro you want to take it. So they have everything you need, really. So check it out. Falling wedge, breaking to the upside 68% of the time. 68% of the time, we're going to push up. If we just trust the daily, we're in a falling wedge that needs to break up, and we're oversold on the daily time frame. Okay? 4-hour could have some significant moves, but it still has momentum and just crossing the dotted line doesn't mean it can't push up. However, it's crucial, in my humble opinion, that we at least get back above 40,900 at the very least. Like, we got to show signs that this will break this trend to the upside. I want to see this trend line break up. If we stay in here and we continue down, it's just not a good sign when we roll over here. So if this 4-hour tomorrow or somewhere, rolls over on the stochastics RSI, and we end up not getting above this zone, it's likely there's more downside coming for Bitcoin. However, if we can break this and use this as support or something, or this as support, it's a different story. So we're going to watch this closely. And that's something that we have to, we have to bear in mind. So you might want, it's even good to just clip this piece out, rewatch this 4 or 5 times and understand exactly what I just said right there and play accordingly. Because, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just teaching you how to react to support and resistance. So if we can't get above a certain report, it's highly likely you're losing steam on whatever asset you're in. If you do get above and you use that as a support or resistance point, then maybe you're getting a retest and you could bounce and move up to the upside. And we're going to see if that's the case. Right now, the 1 hour, this is what I don't like to see. We came down, the 1 hour came up and down. The 1 hour has oscillated now 1, 2, 3 times. And not once has it made a higher high or got us above a certain area. That's a sickly sign for the 1 hour. Not a good look right now at all. Now we're overbought, needs to come to the downside. So the 1 hour needs to come down. Now, last night it was cool, it went down, but I thought we were going to go down way worse. We did hold this level, which I was very surprised about, at 39,700. But we're kind of here again. And to me, this is a bear pennant too, look at it. It's a bear pennant instead of a bull pennant. Almost an ascending triangle in a way, like if you look at it here, because you got the flat top. If we flip this upside down, I love flipping charts upside down. I would play that as an ascending triangle. Now, it is a 50-50 triangle. It's a bilateral pattern, but a lot of times they break to the upside. They really do. So if this breaks to the downside, the smaller move is 39,000 right here, even. And then the bigger measured move, all like we said before, is $37,000. The liquidity is sitting there waiting down here at 37K, even lower, 35K. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got drugged there. There's really nothing else. If you look at this, there's no liquidity. It's all right here. It's all between $20,000 and $35,000. That's where the order is. That's where the whales are sitting, trying to jump on in. 500 Bitcoins, 700 Bitcoins. Again, they're not even whales. Those are just people with a lot of money trying to jump on in. They aren't the market makers, I'll tell you that. They're whales, but they're not the market makers. Tell you what, that's amazing. So I haven't been posting tons of charts because the market is watching and waiting. What are we going to do? What is going to happen? Where are we standing? Where are we sitting? And you don't try to jump into the fire for no reason. I even tried to play NMR today. I got stopped out. We'll look at it again and I'll take a look at it, but it is what it is, So to me, it's a time of watching. It's not a time to deploy capital and just waste capital. It's a very, very iffy time, okay? You'll get 1 out of 100 coins doing something, and it's, if you're just beginning in the market and you're just getting started, you want to observe the market right now. You want to learn the skills. You want to learn Fibonacci, support and resistance. You want to learn your patterns. It's a great time to jump into the group and really get educated and really get yourself affirmated with what I'm talking about on the live stream every day. Because then, when the market starts to rip, it's like you're trying to, it's like, oh my God, it's like trying to grab balloons that are floating out of the sky. And you're not like, which one do I grab? Which one do I? It gets absolutely insane. So what you want to do is you want to have a bit of a plan. You want to have some skills behind you. And that the best way to do that is to join the trading group and get situated. And I'll be here waiting every single day, and just come to the live stream and learn. Okay? Just come to the live stream and get situated. So let's see what we see here. Tonight we got XDC Network. We got Decreed Huobi token, which is very similar to like BNB. It's in a token of an exchange. Exchanges do well. They're going to keep going if they've been around. So exchange tokens do well. KuCoin shares, going to do well, in my humble opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. These are my opinions. But there's KuCoin shares sitting at 1970. Really hasn't lost a lot. Holding pretty well. So these are the top coins you want to look at. IOTA, Hedera, Hashgraph, Avalanche, Clayton. Clayton keeps coming up too. And Kadena. Kadena has had some big moves, but it's still holding above the $4 region where it was not too long ago. Still holding damn near a 60 to 70% gain there. And it went even higher than that. Let's take a look at XDC, see if we can squeeze some juice out of it. Let's see what else is happening in the market. Let's talk about ACT. My group was all over it. Shout out to anyone who jumped on ACT. Shout out to Stack McChange and to one of my admins and amazing member of the group showing us the way. Again, I can't see everything. It's nice to have people in the group that are always active, always paying attention. And they were all over this ACT call. Bang, 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 bang. We're looking at it down here. Got stopped out or barely stopped, maybe very close, but then eventually just closed the trade out at a break-even point when it was a kind of a boring trade for me personally. It bowled on out, formed a bit of a cup and handle here, and then started to make a bit of a move, right? And you can see it was like a tiny handle. Like this is a cup and a handle there. This is a bigger cup. You can see they were little tiny handles, but this thing ripped to the upside, even on not too much move here on the 1 hour. It's interesting. Coming back down, could it have some more gas in the tank? You never know. Looks like it may if it can touch the 21-day moving average, reset on the 1 hour, and it still has some, like my whole point is it didn't get all the way up here and get overbought. Like it did a move, and then it could kind of get ready for another one too. We shall see. Crazy day. Bitcoin's iffy. A lot of iffiness going on. Also low volume on Saturday and Sunday. So remember that too. It's harder to trade on the weekends with low volume. Okay, so there's something I got to talk about, and you want to remember that. Lisk was looking hot to me earlier today. It's in a bit of a cup and handle. Continued to fall down the handle. You see this? But is now kind of coming to the exact bottom where it was at before. Sorry. But everything kind of bleeding out today. You can see, I mean, Bitcoin dominance also pumping up a little bit. Not a good look, right? Bitcoin dominance pumping up a little bit. And we'll talk about that in a second as well. Okay. 100% join the trading group. I joined last May, 2 weeks before the market dump. My portfolio lost 60%. Never left. Learned throughout the craziness. Now killing it. Stay focused, everyone. Joe, oh, wow. 100% join the trading group. I joined last May, 2 weeks before the market dumped. My portfolio lost 60%. I never left. I learned throughout the craziness. I'm now killing it. Stay focused, everyone. Joe, I would love to sit down with you and actually hear that story because, you know what? I got so many different people in the group. And I'm trying to figure it out too. Like, I don't know everyone's experience and everyone's whereabouts or where they came in or where they came out. But amazing that, like, you see what I'm saying? Some people join at the beginning and they get pumped up. Some people join at the top of a market, get pumped down. Some people have been in my group for a year. Some people have been in my group for 6 months. Some people have been for 3 months. And everyone comes in from a different perspective and learns from a different way. And that's just an amazing story. ACT could be in a rising wedge on the 15. Keep an eye out. Yeah, it doesn't, I don't think it looks too good to me personally. At all. Yeah. I'm here, boss. Shout out to Rodney Robinson. We all here. Shout out to my man. Life is strong, baby. Shout out to you, Rodney. Thank you for coming on in. The Patreon is an amazing 24/7 resource, exclusive lifer charts, beginners TA learning library, traders from around the world, VIP charts and ideas. You can pay with crypto for your Patreon by emailing cryptolifers@gmail.com. Check out Lifers testimonials and you'll know you're in the right place. Lifer Patreon is a mosaic. Shout out to Jimmy Phillips. Cheers to you guys on Expert Crypto that told me about Lifer. Cheers to the guy on Expert Crypto that told me about Lifer. Shout out to Tokyo Sex Whale, man. Remember Expert Crypto, man? He disappeared off the face of the earth. So crazy. Yo, Muser, I've been watching. I think you're right. SEC backed themselves into a corner. It's a wrap. I literally joined the Patreon before Bitcoin dump. Shout out to Grace Ashley Harris, my man. Shout out to Big Jim in the game with the ones. Big Jim 11. Big Jim 11. The last 3 months plus get through this rough batch in the Patreon. Good to be here. Shout out to Grace Ashley Harris. Love watching you just work so hard and do what you do when you're doing. Amazing work. Amazing work. SRK, everything's kind of folding in these falling wedges, but they're on the 1 hour and they want to pump as opposed to Bitcoin that wants to dump. Interesting. Can we get a movement here? Sketchy times. Not my favorite times to trade, I'll tell you that right now. I don't run in and like, let me throw some capital at the market. So OpenSea has been hacked. I just want to point this out. Let's go over the news. I got some news to talk about, and I want to break it down as soon as possible. Yeah. OpenSea has been hacked. Disconnect your wallets from OpenSea. I actually have to do that right now. I realize I should do it on the low real quick. But there's been an exploit in OpenSea. And so you want to make sure you just disconnect your wallet from the site. I'm going to show you how to do that right now in case you do not. And we're going to get into the news here in crypto as well. We kind of have an idea of where Bitcoin's at. I told you the levels to watch. We can kind of see where we're at with Bitcoin right now on the moment. That's cool. Okay. This site is cool. It just shows you what's happening on the 10-second chart for Bitcoin. 10-second chart's pretty cool to see. Bit of a shoulder, head, and a shoulder moving for Bitcoin. Says we could boom back up here on the 10-second chart, which is pretty crazy. Measured move would be here to here. That would bring us back up to 40K again. But again, we just be toying around. 10-second chart. You know, don't put all your gold in that 10-second bag, if you know what I'm saying. Oh boy. This doesn't tell me if caps lock's on or not. That's the problem. Could I get into a MetaMask wallet? My password wasn't working. No. I think I lost hundreds of thousands. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's all good. It's all good. No, it's not funny. That's not funny. I'm just. But look, am I connected to OpenSea here? Might as well just clean up, you know. Sometimes it's good to know I'm connected, though. It reminds me of what I was doing. Oh, yeah, be like, oh, yeah, I was on Polycat Finance that day, wasn't I? Mm-hmm. Okay, so cool. But, yeah, this is a problem. Let's get into the news. Let's break it down. I got a story to tell, all right? All right, so quickly disconnect yourself. See how I was disconnecting sites there again? If you didn't know what I just did, let's go over that one more time. Sorry, I forget there's some people who probably don't know. This is showing people who are getting liquidated and where and what's happening. Right? Liquidations, and for how much? Bang, bang, bang. Really cool site. Check it out. Find out the liquidation aggregation. Bang. You know? See, look at this. A man's look behind the scenes. You know? Phishing emails are the worst. I get at least a couple a week telling me the trust wallet has been compromised, and I don't even have a trust wallet. Crypto Roro, I feel you, man. You are still very early in the adoption standpoint. Plus, you need to look at the dot-com boom. Adoption didn't start until 2 years after the crash. Same will be the case with crypto. Shout out to Dustin Cava. My man, if we disconnect our wallet and we have NFTs in it, do we get rid of our profile and will we lose our NFTs? No. Ask somebody else that knows more about that, but I don't see how you don't lose anything that's connected to your heart, because that's the idea of blockchain is it's immutable. Mining worldwide. Where should crypto miners go in a changing landscape? One of the main themes among crypto community was China's aggressive policy towards mining, which led to a complete ban on such activities in September. While mining as a type of financial activity has not gone away, it's unlikely to disappear. Chinese cryptocurrency miners had to look for a new place to set up shop. Many of them moved to the United States in the world's new mining mecca, while some left to Scandinavia and others to nearby Kazakhstan with its cheap electricity. It's no secret that the U.S. is the main country for crypto mining, particularly the Lone Star State, Texas. After the exodus from crypto, from China, crypto miners and billions of dollars of capital flooded into the southern state. And that's going to be a good idea in Latin America as well. Mining is still possible in Europe. So mining will continue. Clarity pushed back. Russian government fails to forge a consolidated stance on crypto regulation. No one wants to hold it down. They're not sure what to do. Harmony launches a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT passport What does that mean? That sounds interesting, right? Harmony 1, is that what we're talking about here? On Friday, blockchain platform Harmony, whose mainnet runs on the Ethereum network, claimed to have 2-second transaction finality fees, 1,000 lower than Ethereum. Announced the launch of its Bored Ape Yacht Club Passport. The passport enables users to import proof of their apes into DeFi kingdoms, a play-to-earn built in the Harmony blockchain with over 120,000 monthly active users. We did like DeFi kingdoms. We looked at it before. We'll take a look at it now again. During its initial stages, ape holders will be able to validate and display their assets in the game across multiple blockchains, where they connect their MetaMask wallet to DeFi kingdoms. That's pretty cool, I have to admit. Multi-chain recovers 2.6 million stolen funds to reimburse losses on condition. The cross-chain router protocol recovered nearly 50% of the total stolen funds and devised a compensation plan for the eligible investors. And Blocksport CEO advisor speaks out about a potential NFT and metaverse brings to the sports industry, and the metaverse bring potential NFTs and the metaverse bring to the sports industry, what it could bring to the, speaks out about the potential NFTs and the metaverse and what they could bring to the sport industry, I think it should say, personally. The sport industry recognizes the future is digital, but meeting their fans where they are is another story. Wharton accepts crypto payments. We talked about that. 33.5 billion worth of ETH trapped. We talked about that. That's weeks ago. That's old news. What is Near Protocol? How does it work? Near is a decentralized application platform that focuses on the usability among developers and users. As a competitor of Ethereum, Near Protocol is a smart contract capable of proof of stake. Near uses sharding technology to achieve scalability, a core aspect discussed later. Sharding is when you can have pieces of the blockchain not all at once so you can be more scalable. We'll see their awesome explanation, but that is it in a nutshell to the layman. The native token Near is used for transaction fees and storage on the Near crypto platform. Tokens can be used for staking by Near token holders who wish to become transaction validators and help achieve network consensus. Near was built by the Nia Collective and conceptualized as a community-run cloud computing platform designed to host decentralized applications. It was also built to be both developer and user-friendly, hence having features such as account names that are human-readable instead of cryptographic wallet addresses. How does Near Protocol work? Decentralized applications have boomed. The issue of scalability is common, okay? And these challenges are mainly brought by blockchain's difficulty. By using sharding strategy, Near is able to break up the blockchain into smaller, more manageable segments, just like if you broke a shard of glass into shards of glass. That's how it means. This reduces the burden on the network by reducing computational load, resulting in an increased throughput of transactions. As mentioned earlier, Near Protocol uses a proof-of-stake system. Nodes interested in becoming transaction validators stake their Near tokens to be considered for participation. Token holders may also delegate their stake to the chosen validator if they don't wish to operate a node. You see what I'm saying? It has the sharding nodes, and any blockchain typically have three main functions: processing transactions, communicating valid transactions, and completed blocks with each other, and storing the history of the network's transactions. As a network grows and becomes more congested, these functions become more difficult for the nodes to manage. NEA uses sharding approach that enables the network's capacity to grow even as more nodes join. High network utilization results in network nodes dynamically splitting into multiple shards. Computing them is then paralleled over these shards, reducing the computation load required of each node. Through the sharding, nodes are not required to run the entirety of the network's code, which is the case with Bitcoin nodes, just the code relevant to its shards. Near Protocol assumes transactions will touch multiple shards, which is the default behavior for most smart contracts. So there you go. Zilliqua does some good sharding. Phantom does some sharding. Ubix, they say, is the best sharding. Erratix has it all and more and is even better to build on. I really like EXRD. I think it's going to be one of the top coins in the game a couple years from now. But again, who am I? I just picked Phantom at 18 cents. I just picked Atom at $3.78. You know, a bunch of other Cardano at 8 cents. 2 cents. And the list goes on. Cake at 60 cents. But what do I know? EXRD is probably going to flop and go to zero. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say here is financial advice. So do your own research on anything you hear or say and figure it out. Get yourself a financial advisor and do your own research before getting into any coin project or trade. Okay, I see some super chats pouring on in. Let me see what's happening here. Let me see what's cracking. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Pongo Eno chart looking good, nice. A little pullback here. Solid project, 90% token sniffer score. Pongo Eno did get, I kind of like the idea. It rolls off the tongue, and I always get these feelings, and I do have a feeling Pongo Eno could do well. I don't know if I want to jump in. I realize it has an ETH address from what I remember. It's got an ETH-only address. It doesn't make me too happy about it, right? But that's Pongo Inu. Pongo, right? Let's see if we can find it here. Is it coming up? Pongo Inu. It is a day where, you know, there's going to be a little coin here and there that pumps. See what's up with Volt Inu too as well. Pongo Inu. They got chats right there on nomics.com. New little place to check out a little coin, I guess. Nomics. Pongo Inu. Unknown. Be very careful too. This could be a rug pull or anything else. You got to be very, very careful, okay? I'm just doing my research right now. So I'm just checking this out. I don't, you know, kind of mentioned it before. I don't know the team. I don't know nothing about it. You know, this isn't sponsored. None of that. I have no clue. I'm just taking a look, trying to figure out what it is. 33E at the end there. Interesting. Doesn't even come out here yet on Dex Screener. Maybe I have to go even to Dex Tools. Not sure. Where can you get the chart on it? Have you gotten a chart on Pongo Inu? I would have sworn we charted it already one day. Shout out to Scott Boucher or Boisher. I don't know. Yeah, Boisher. Could be Boisher or Boisher. Scott Boisher. Scott Boisher. Boucher. Scott Boucher. I think that's how I would say it. Scott Boucher. Boesher. Dex Tools. Let's take a look at Dex Tools. Am I pronouncing that even close to right? I'm usually somewhat in the ballpark, but who knows? You know, I'm just trying to get there. Okay, let's take a look here. Launch this out. Give me what I need. Dex Tools, baby. Taking all day. On the Ethereum mainnet. There's a Pongo Inu for Ethereum. Let's take a look here. Pongo. A lot of buys coming in. Look at that. A lot of buys in 2 cells. Like 50 buys in 2 cells. Seems to be the hot coin of the day right now. Look at that. Okay, wow. Wow, that's weird. I thought it was a lot. So is it brand new? Like, I thought it was older than that. Maybe that was Poncho Inu that we were looking at? So the thing just came out? Am I looking at the right address here? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think this is it. I don't know anymore. Let's take a look here. Pongo Inu. This looks more like it. Some sells and buys, because you said it had a pullback, right? So, like, how could it have been jammed up that big? Wow, the thing is just moving, though. This looks healthy. This does look healthy. Pongo Inu. Look at that. I mean, it's making it up that measured move. Coming back down to support with the bounce. Interesting. Oversold right now on that 1 hour. Could try to boom up here. Bit of a small cup and handle there. Kind of cupped with the handle. See this? Sammy cup and handle. You know, is that a Pongo cup and handle? I'll tell you right now. What the... Calm down, people. Calm down. But let's see. Where could this thing end up bringing us up for the measured move? Arr, I'll show you the measured move, sonny. The Valhalla. What you know about the Valhalla? Who here knows about the Valhalla? If I just say that word, you probably have no clue what I'm talking about over here. If someone can guess what the Valhalla is, all right? And it wasn't, you know, number one, it is a heaven for you know, Vikings and all that. But no, it's the name of something in more modern times. Not too modern, you know, but in the 1900s area. Who here knows what the Valhalla was? That's a question for you. I'm from Boston guy too. That may give you a little bit of a hint. I might be giving it away. That's up to you. Let's see if anyone can put it together. Let's see how smart the crowd is. Let's see if we got any deep divers over here that can get to the bottom of what I'm putting down here. Shout out to Jordan Clark of the game. Appreciate you, man. Just reached my goal in HBAR. Bang, bang, bang. Bunch of jarheads up there. Viking Heavens. Just sharing some love. I already drew all that. Much love. Funny. Boisher. Think with Busher. Okay, Busher. Just say Busher. Scotty Busher. Long Bitcoin 399. Long people 05. Long Sushi. Long One Harmony. Happy trading, everyone. Shout out to Crypto Santa Claus. Long and 39938. Banging on him. He's like, I'm in long, baby. I'm in long. Pongo Inu could do some damage. 97% gains. It's a tiny little coin. It does have the je ne sais quoi. I'm sniffing it out there. It's got that feeling to me. It is on the ETH mainnet. However, I think you're a little slower tonight. You'll probably get a little less fees than anyone else. Saturday night, it's a little slow. Less people on that crypto for the night. It's low, right? Also, less people are interested in crypto at the moment. It's a little like, it's kind of a low period, right? So right now, OpenSea. They are actively investigating rumors of an exploit associated with OpenSea-related smart contracts. This appears to be a phishing attack originating outside of OpenSea's website. Do not click links outside of OpenSea.io. Okay. All right. All right. Pongo Inu. High risk. New little coin in the game. Okay. Only on Uniswap. I don't even think you can pancake swap this thing. All right. It's a very, very small coin here on the Ethereum mainnet. All right. You can purchase it on Uniswap. Okay. If you so, I don't even know if I'm going to purchase it. It's still very high risk. The market's a little shady right now. Not the greatest time to jump on in my humble opinion. So just be careful. Just be careful. SRK might get a little bit of a pump right now out of this falling wedge. Triple bottom. Can it move to the upside? 1 hour wants to push on up. Can you get the scalp on SRK? Do your own due diligence. Look at it. It's a great project. However, like everything else, it's struggling with wondering what Bitcoin's going to do, and you got Bitcoin hovering in the background. Just be careful. XRP, if you notice, had a huge pump today, or at the beginning of the day, talks that there was some money moving from Coinbase, and that it would enter back onto the Coinbase site, as if after looking at what happened there, and I don't want to ruin it, tomorrow morning at 11 p.m., the Lifer Cypher will be on. Tomorrow morning at 11 p.m., the Lifer Cypher with Crypto Muser. And we will be breaking it down. Again, he is the XRP expert. You've never seen a man who knows more about XRP than the Crypto Muser. XRP Army, put the word out to all the XRP Army people. We will be live and direct. Everybody wants to know what happened. Big news in the XRP SEC case. He has the details that you'll have to fish and find. He can put the pieces together as well as some other insight that you may have not thought about. Shout out to XRP. He was XRP. Shout out to Crypto Muser. He'll be on the live tomorrow, 11 a.m. with the Lifer Cypher. Shout out to my people, Puerto Rock. Shout out to my awesome producer. We're going to produce the show like we did last time. It's going to be professional, ready to rock. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to bring it to you. So remember that. Shout out to my people at Bookmap as well. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Head over to Bookmap. Check it out. Jump on in for a little while. See if you like it, and see if you like seeing where the whales are parking. And you can see where all the liquidity is in any market. Apple. Look, you can use it on the stock market. You can use it anywhere you want. It's amazing. It's an amazing resource at your fingertips, Bookmap. So check it out. Keep it moving here. What do we see here on my chart? Anything hot besides ACT really was the hot coin. Alchemy. Let's talk about, if you're in my group, we found Axia Chain and we never stopped talking about it. And you can see it's now booming up even more. Axia Chain has just continued to pump to the upside. I don't know what happened there. Let's reload the chart. Bit of a glitch there. But look at Axia Chain just continuing to bang on them. And we talked about, look for the retest right there. It was, in fact, a retest. And this thing would continue to go to the upside. My target is 1374, and it looks like we may go up there. Axia Chain has not stopped. And we put this on your radar. We went over it. It also in token metrics every single week. They have it over and over again as the top coin to be in. Look what happened. The whole market is in a shady place, but no. Axia Chain just keeps doing its thing. And when it was 370, I put this on the radar. I said, the code is meant for this to keep going up. It's now up a 4x. I mean, come on now, 370 up to 1230, about 3.5x. I mean, this thing continues to go. 333 right now, 1233, and moving. And if you want to take a good look at it and see what it's doing, I mean, it's kind of forming a bit of a funky flag here again. Let's go to a smaller time frame to look at some detail. But look at this. It's forming like an ascending triangle, like it wants more. The pullbacks on these things are just minimal. And do your own research. Look into Axia Chain. Why does it keep going up? You know, you'll find out on your own, but again, I try to put these things right out in front of you so you can be like, huh. If anything, there's 1,000 coins. Look, there's 17,500 coins to research. I go through them all, and I find the top 2,000. Then I go through those and find the top 500. Then I go through those and I find the top 50. And then on top of that, I find the ones that come out every single day and the new ones that are coming out and the old ones and what's not worth it. And I find the little ones that are worth 10 million market cap. I find the big ones. We look at Bitcoin. We look at gold. We look at the entire world market. We cover so much of this channel. So if you're just coming in, sit back, relax, strap in, put your seatbelt on, and get ready because we're going to the moon, baby. And we get in the rocket ship at light speed. And we're going to show you all the different ins and outs of cryptocurrency. In the 2-hour period, this show will blow your mind. Better currency, better ecosystem, better economy. XE offers a boundless blockchain-powered digital ecosystem that rewards all participants with the first truly hyper-deflationary currency. And they said that at the beginning. Look, earn 190% APY staking XE. Browse and earn with AX Explorer. I'm wondering if once their contract, there's a contract right now locked, like they have a locked, once that lock ends, that thing's going to dump. There's a chance because right now it might have a bunch of locked liquidity that can't go anywhere. Let's see what they have to say. I mean, so far it's been delivering by price action. Unrivaled staking rewards. The last 2 months, this thing has performed so well. Not only you got the staking rewards on top of it, but the moves to the upside have been complete. And it is also fall TA. It's funny, it's fall the technical analysis just over and over again. So just watching this continue to go up there, the measured move is 1372. You'd have to say that it would continue to get there because if it has continued to do that. Can always use a stop loss, keep yourself protected. But this thing, unbelievable what it's been doing. It's blown my mind, really. It's absolutely blown my mind. XE chain. So, like nothing I ever would have thought it would be doing, Amazing. Georgia becomes the latest state. You seen this? What was this here? Georgia becomes the latest state. You seen this? Ooh. Get out of here. 254 people watching, 165 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Episode 383 without a break. Haven't taken a day off in over a year. And we're going to continue to pump this market, continue to talk about crypto, get the energy moving. And no matter what, if we go into a bear market, I'm going to buy the lows of the lows. If we go into a bull market, we're going to end up buying the bottom. No matter what happens, we're going to be there to reap the rewards when most people are not. It's going to be a battle, but one day we will win the battle. And slowly but surely, I've been winning the battle. Day by day, step by step. Little by little, baby. Little by little. Watch that double top there on the 15 on Celsius. Doesn't look good at all. XVS took a beat down after that pump to the upside. It's the market just looking dismal. Everything waiting for Bitcoin. Jeez Louise. It's a slow Saturday night in the market for sure. A nothing burger, as said by Jordan. AP13 pumping yet again out the move. Look at that. That was, it's funny. All day I was looking for one of these. I was saying, remember the 15-minute I shot SKL pumped? I'm like, and isn't AP13 and SKL, they're not related, but aren't they both like similar type of programs, right? They're both like Scale. They're both layer 1 Ethereum, right? To help scale Ethereum. That's what Scale is. I know that, SKLE. Now that's high on the 15-minute. Look for it to flag on out and probably stall out here before it pumps again if it continues. You want to look for the 1 hour for gas. You want to see where it's going to go on the 15. That's kind of how I play it. 1 hour still has the gasolina, so it could actually continue to pump. Look at a smaller time frame too. Interesting. This thing's got some gas here on the 1 hour. Measured move would take it all the way up to $11 from $8.92. Not saying jump on a green candle, but signs of life when the rest of the market is kind of dismal. Shout out to my team for looking at AP13. XYO, my dudes, looking at XYO. We used to play that coin back in the day. Was all right. Ooh, there's a pump there for XYO in the 15-minute. A little bit of a move here. A little late, though. The move already kind of occurred from about, what, 1976 up to 21 there. Nice breakout out of the wedge to the upside. Yeah, you could put it in the bigger wedge. I'm with you on that. Just getting to that resistance point where it could try to break on out. Could have some better liquidity. Can you see a lot of wickage going on here on these candles on the KuCoin? And I mean, that's its line in the sand. See how it came to that bottom? It had bottom, came back again for that bottom. All right. Now, measured moves, I do take wick to wick. I'm telling you right now, you'd be surprised how many times that will play out right there. That on the legs to the upside. But again, that's your biggest like dream. That's like your dream if you can get there. Always just take your support and resistance lines. I start scaling out, even get out right there at the especially if Bitcoin's acting iffy. I'm never trying to take the whole trade. It's always like, what can you get? Now you also want to slap in support and resistance and see what you're looking at. And you can see we bounced here. We have resistance there, resistance there, resistance there. You know, and then you want to see too, like how big are we on the 4 hour? This is like the lowest the thing has been. It's at the bottom of its barrel. It's like almost every coin has bottomed, like to some craziness. It's also a big W here. Possible W bottom here to the upside. The measure move of the W would be the length of the middle of the W to the middle of the W, to the, you know, where the W's hit. You swing that up here. That's your measured move of the W. So could XYZ start to make a bit of a move? It's possible. However, overbought coming on that 4 hour, not a great sign. Daily is low again, but again, I'm just, that's tough for me, honestly, because you'd want to get more momentum out of this 4 hour. So hopefully the 4 hour can double top, push out for more momentum, but looks like you're highly likely just to get rejected by one of these areas. So what you need really is just candles to close above this zone. Like you just can't get below here. You fall below here, I mean, it's just the same dismal sideways behavior. So you need, the next time you ever do come back, this level has to hold. If it holds, then I might start taking it seriously. Could make the shoulder, the head, that could be the right shoulder, and it could pump on to the upside. So XYO is something to look at, something to think about. I don't know if it's just ready right now. Might get a slight pump, but the market's still not giving it that space that it needs. Right? Just reached my goal in HBAR. Happy to hear that. I love hearing stuff like that. That's a good sign that you reached your goal. A larger EVR will come. Market's whack, though. Yeah. Except I pointed it out before it bumped. Good afternoon. I took my 33% and called it a day on AP13. Pretty sweet, man. I wish I did too as well. Appreciate you guys. My wife had family over. I was doing all my things in the charts. I didn't get a chance to really take a trade. Thank you, Crypto Lifer. Just started a week ago. You have taught me a lot so far. Shout out to Todd Watson, man. Appreciate you for jumping on in. I'm really happy that you've learned a lot. Really appreciate that you still cover the micro caps. One of the main reasons I joined. Always fun to play with them in a down market. Shout out to Scott Busher, man. Thank you for saying that. Much appreciated to you, man. Awesome. I mean, the thing is, there's always opportunity in the market, right? There's always opportunity in the market. And, you know, if you know us in our channel, I didn't even know there was opportunity in these poop coins. I thought they were just whatevers. And from what happened to me, you wouldn't believe it. So, like, I've done some crazy things with these little crazy little coins. So they taught me to be aware, and I got lucky, like you could say. I mean, my friend said you didn't get lucky, you just prepared, you came in every day and you worked your butt off, and eventually, you know. But again, certain coins came out, like we found about Volt Eno early, banged on them. We felt about, and this is in the last 3-4 weeks. And that reminds me, let's take a look at Volt Eno, see where it's at. Let's take a look at Baby Lambo Eno, see where it's at. But Volt Eno, Baby Lambo Eno, we kind of left in the wayside. We took Zelda Eno when no one knew about it at 1 cent to 10 cent, 10x on that. We've done a good, in the last 3-4 weeks, I've made some big gains on these tiny coins. So they've been banging on them, even though there's been fear in the market. They've been the ones that are continuing to move. Volt Eno's been amazing. It really has. It's been an amazing performer. I want you want to make, I always go here and make sure I get the right address, even though how many times I played with the coin. And we talked about a SIA coin. Like if you're in my group, then you could have put, I mean, it's just been the consistent performer. And I've gone over it every single week on my weekly screen share too as well. So like there's no reason, no one can be like, oh, I don't think he never went over that. It's like, are you kidding me? Also, if you look at my trading group, what I love about it is you can just go to like where I post a lot and you can hit this magnifying glass, and you can type in AXC. And, dude, it's insanity. Look at this. Since 12/11, when it was $3.50. So I'm just saying, I put this on the radar on December 11th at $3.50. It's now $12, right? I'm going to use that as I'm going to make an ad out of this, man, because that's just like insane. And I'm going to run that. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, like, that is amazing, right? And so even if that call alone is worth gold, but there's been so many others throughout the time, and that we've been shorting, longing, and look at all the different times I posted it. Just look, still taking gains. In the last 4 days, we hit it twice. Zelda Inu for 75x and accurately traded Bitcoin both long and short. Like that, like we've just been doing them. That was on January 11th. Axia coin again, trade of the night, going up to 11 beans. We called that a long time ago. I mean, insane. That was back on January 12th. And here we are at $12. I mean, just continuing. And then every time I'm like, how can we forget? Axia coin again, and I'm saying it's probably going to go up here to 1148. And I just keep reminding people, like, how could you? Like, I'm like, again, something is keeping it at this. You know, they say the code was written for it to keep going up. Like, my people, my other admins are putting it out. Then I see have it going up here again. I continuously keep. I don't want people to forget about stuff. I'm like, look, Axia coin. Like, how could you forget about it? Like, finally for the win, 8%. Up to 1150 when we bounced. I mean, it's nuts how many times I put this coin out here and how many times a trade. And like I keep saying, look, it keeps holding and moving up for more. That's when it's at 12, 15. It just, anyway, I just want to show you how hard I work in the group. And if I see something, I hammer it into the heads of my group. I'm like, guys, pay attention. UOS has been moving nicely. Altura. You know, I talked about it recently because I like the tech behind it. And it was one of the first coins when we first started looking at like play to earn and coins that kind of had a certain je ne sais quoi. I really liked it. Right here, I see it holding this in a cup and handle. If we can hold this level, if we can stay above this level here, this thing can move to the upside. It can get a nice gain, about 50% or more, even just to this measured move here, 42% gains. I like what we're seeing here out of UOS Altura. Think could do some major moves. 4 hour is oversold. Does want to make a nice move. 1 hour wants to push to the upside. It is respecting this level right now. All eyes on Bitcoin especially. But this thing, if anything could move tonight, it could be this coin for sure. 15 minutes low, 1 hour's low, and the 4 hours low. Every single time frame wants to push up. Again, probably one of those days where you get nothing. You get sideways action. But hey, if you're a gambling man, the high risk the trades are high risk today, way more high risk than a normal day. Low liquidity, it's just not there. It's just highly more likely the market maker is going to eat you alive. But if any trade's going to go, it's going to be UOS, considering what we just looked at on the 15, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour time frame. So there you have it. RFOX coming all the way. All these coins just got slammed, and they were great projects with potential and all this awesome stuff. I just can't believe this. Thank God I don't hold any of them long term. It's just like, what a slam to the ground. CWAR probably back to like 30 cents. Wow, what a beatdown. That's crazy. They took them all to the ground. Every one of these, just kind of sad, really. HAKA had been on my radar. I still hold a bag of HAKA because I got in when it was so little. Holding 9 cents. But that's back at the bottom too. But that has some cool tech behind it, and they're making some news, so just watch HAKA. But again, all eyes on the rest of the market. Daily does want to push up to the upside. We're seeing this bottom. Rounded bottoms do pay the bills. Look at the last time we rounded a bottom. Kind of doing the same thing again. Can we break back up to the upside? Again, I don't like catching falling knives. I would like to see HAKA get back above 9, 10, 12 cents. Use that as support, bounce, and then I would use it for swing trading. But that's kind of how I do it. I wait for setups to give me that support and resistance before I swing them. Even Waves got beat to the ground and was one of the big performers. It just, wow. HBAR, tiny little trade. Earlier, someone said they made some money on HBAR. They short it? I mean, I don't see much of a move there. Let's take a look at a short here. Is there a short for Bitcoin? Let's look at Bitcoin 3S just to see how it looks. It's always good to juxtapose Bitcoin and Bitcoin 3S every time you're looking at the market, you know. And I've been talking about this pumping to the upside here. Look at the 1 hour suggests that we may get this pump. I mean, look at that. That looks bullish, does it not? Trade's been open, never hit the stop loss. still could hit the target right up there. 20% gains possible with the leverage token. It is an ascending triangle, which means it has a 50-50% chance of breaking to the upside. So it doesn't mean you're guaranteed anything, but I mean, there you have it. If it made it to the measured move, you'd get 25% gains out of this. 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio, and you could even swing it down here for that, 8%. Hey, I mean, stochastics say this is about to pump to the upside, the short for Bitcoin. Nothing's guaranteed, and we could end up going sideways, but probability is there right now that this does move to the upside. It's a nice looking pennant right there. Nice looking kind of ascending triangle. So possible short for Bitcoin. Am I going to take it? I don't know. I really feel like I'd rather wait and I want the market to give me more signals, more signs. Like I showed you guys, I want to see the support and resistance either hold or get rejected. Okay. So check it out. I mean, this is like, yeah. Ant was doing something, right? Argon got added to Binance US and it didn't get much of a pump. Nothing, right? NMR almost got a little bit of a move, got a little pump, like 5% quickly, died off, didn't get the volume. Nothing could really punch through the Bitcoin fear. Just really kind of struggling today. Like the market was struggling for sure. Lack of volume, lack of interest. Just overall, just kind of, yeah, you know, Even look at this. I mean, you got a bit of a shoulder, head and shoulder. Could AVAX begin to move? AVAX is the one coin that could really get a move on. But again, even AVAX really like just kind of making a higher high there. Not too bad, but that also in a bigger channel. Kind of like almost everything else. It's just, they're just following. Like Bitcoin has to show us something. Everyone's waiting for the big boy to make a move. Everyone's waiting for the big boy to make a move. And remember, Bitcoin goes down lower, these alts bleed even worse. Like they just bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed. Like it's bad. Like it gets really bad. So just remember that. I hate to say it. I hate to reiterate that, but just remember that. PAXG, man, which is a gold-backed stablecoin here on Binance. I mean, gold hitting $1,900 an ounce with inflation and the market getting iffy. People don't want to be in the market. People getting scared. People not sure where to go. Bitcoin correlated to the market now. People not sure what's going on. Gold is starting to get a hedge, a bit of a move here. So PAXG could make a bit of a move. Again, it's not sexy. It doesn't take, you don't make tons of gains, but hey, it might be better than holding USDT tether, because when you're holding a lot of tether and the dollar's losing value, you're losing value. Okay, so you don't want to lose a lot of value. You know, like look at the new $1 bill. Isn't it amazing? I mean, look at these new $1 bills. They're so cool. And like, aren't they amazing looking? Yeah. That's the dollar bill now. That's the $1 bill, you know? Look, so cool looking. They got this extra zero on them now. The new $1 bill. Amazing, huh? Wow. But it's no joke. I mean, don't laugh. It's serious. It's as funny as that may seem, it's actually not even a joke, which is horrible, which is absolutely horrible. It's a bit of a we're in a bit of a tough nut right now. The world is looking at a lot of weird situations, a lot of weird stuff going on. A lot of people getting treated very strangely. No loyalty going on here too. So we'll get to the bottom of it. At the end of the day, I truly believe all will be resolved and the good shall inherit the earth. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. Did suggest that Bitcoin would bounce back up to that region there, get some liquidity. But again, 4 hour pushing up, not a lot of faith in it. 1 hour is high, but didn't break a previous high. Usually that's a drop to the downside. I wouldn't be surprised if we woke up tomorrow and Bitcoin sitting at 38,500 and we see a little bit more blood in the streets. Okay. That's just the probability sitting there that we will get the dump to the downside. The probability. I trade that all the time. When the 1 hour is high on the stochastics, open up a short. Just a simple idea, and it plays out. You know, look at the fear back to 27, getting into the shaded area. I started buying Bitcoin again. You know, when I start buying Bitcoin again, it means it's getting to the bargain prices. I mean, when it got back up in here and we were back into neutral, I had to stop buying Bitcoin. This is what I like. We're back in where I buy Bitcoin, in the shaded area. When there's fear in the market, that's when I open up the wallet and I get into Bitcoin, because the more fear, the better. jump on into Bitcoin whenever you get the fear, because you got to use this fear and greed index. Alternative.me will change your life. I've used it many times with low stochastics on the weekly time frame. All right. Let's do one last thing here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on a bigger time frame, on some bigger idea here. And let's break down something that I want to show you. We look at the USDT bear on FTX. I haven't done that ever. Let's take a look at the weekly here for Bitcoin. Wow, the weekly candle is getting absolutely nasty now. And now we got 2 wicks to the downside. Very, very bearish. When did we see that before, after a recovery to the upside? Look here. We didn't really see that. 2 wicks there. We got a little movement down, but they weren't 2 red wicks. Here we got a movement back up. Never really we got 2 red wicks in a row. There. See that on the weekly? There we got it when we were dumping. There we got it when we were dumping. This candle really, in my humble opinion, needs to turn green for us to really stay bullish, in my humble opinion. 40K needs to remain solvent. You know, I guess you could say weekly candle. We got weekly support here at 38,000. As long as we close above that, even these 2 candles here, let's go there. Yeah, I mean, it's 39,250 and safely it's 40K. 40K needs to hold for the bulls to really save face and continue to go up to the upside. That's a true zone. We break that zone, it's just highly likely we're coming back down to 31,400 and 30,000 in these wicks. So anything is possible. Just be very careful. We'll also take a little bit of a fib here on extension moves. I just want to see what we're seeing. And you can see we got rejected by the 382 fib. Came back down, didn't even get support on the 236. So now we could even see us fall back down here to this fib level. And that would also negate this beautiful falling wedge that we just decided to break out of. We'd break back into it or near it. This level has to hold. It's a big deal. Shoulder, head and a shoulder possibly still there if you look at it closely. One thing about it is that the 3-day is bearish, pointing to the downside. The last time the 3-day was bearish, we had a nasty tumble to the downside. The 3-day is a great chart, shows a lot of strength, and we were waiting for the 3-day to pump up, and we didn't even break a previous high when the 3-day pumped up. That's just my strategy. My strategy is to watch stochastics, and when a stochastic doesn't break a previous, this is the 3rd time I brought it up on different time frames. But when a stochastic doesn't break a previous high to the left, I mean, and then you had tweezer tops on the 3-day. Look at that. And you didn't get above 44,000. Time to short the market to the downside. Bigger time frames. Coming back down to the 200. You know, so 3-day looking pretty ugly for it. Like the way I trade the 3-day, it's telling me that there's more downside. Sad to say, but that's, you know, that would be, you know, so brace yourself for 25 and 30K because it's possible. Don't listen to the moon boys who swear that we're going up and don't worry, it's all gravy. We could see some more downside. I really, from the way my analysis works, bearish. Also, my analysis was very strong about talking about this 200-day moving average. Every time we got above it, we started to push up, and things were really, really good. For instance, we got above it here, we would pump up. We got above it there, we would pump up. It's very rare that we would get above it and go right back below it again, and if that's the case, it's usually very bearish. The last time we got below it here was on May 8th, and we would stay down below it all the way until July, right? We would get below it here on November 17th, and we would stay all the way below it till we finally just got above it here on February 8th. I got excited when we got above that. I was able to pick up the idea that every time we got above that, things were good, and that was actually a good thing. I got very excited. I was like, wow, we broke out. Things are going well. But then, look, we had resistance here, and we just couldn't get above it. We double topped. We came back down. We tried to do it again. Couldn't do it. Again, same scenario that I just talked about that we're seeing on the 3-day, but on a smaller time frame. 4 hour came up on the stochastics RSI, wanted to come back down, but did not break a previous high. When you can't break a previous high, when the stochastics RSI oscillate, it's telling you that you don't have the momentum to go up. And if you don't have the momentum to go up, it's highly likely you come to the downside. All right? Now we resurface and try to bring it back up. And if that's the only move we got, like this needed to come back up and actually move with the Stokes. Like, look at, you kind of look, this is what I want to, up, down, and that you have this up, down, and then it starts to move up again, down again, and then up again, right? Up again, you got nothing. You didn't even you've gone this much movement and you didn't even breach any previous highs. You've done nothing on this time frame. The bulls have not shown up. The bears are showing a bear pennant to me, and this is getting bearish in my humble opinion. And I'm sorry to be a bear of bear news, but I'm just a guy who does TA, and I can see the probabilities when things are showing their face. And this is telling me that there's a 36K Bitcoin approaching, and we could go lower. It's also a double top, hit the measured move, and we're getting lack of momentum. Support and resistance are screaming at you. You're not able to get above them. So, the Hail Mary pass is that we don't go below this yellow line, 39,040K, 39,700, and we stay above it somehow, some way. It's almost even a descending triangle, like, which is even bearish, right? So, like, I just, you know, I gotta break it to you. It looks bearish to me. Daily stays down here. Usually when the daily gets here, it stays bearish for a few days. Like, it doesn't just, like, turn. Like, we got here, and then it just more, you know? So, like, this could kind of double bottom here, and we could see a nasty dump. All right, we're holding a higher high on the daily. Like, I tried to show you the bullish I showed you the bullishness at the beginning of the stream, right? That we just got to stay in that pennant and all could be well. But when you look at the smaller time frames, you can see a lot, like, Bitcoin is unhealthy. And when we looked at the short looked actually scrumptious too, didn't it? So just keep your watching, you know. Funny, XRP3L does look like it could be in a slight cup and handy. What also it did is it had a shoulder, head and shoulder. And what I see a lot on an inverted head and shoulder, look at this. You have the head, it will come back, even if it's a slanted. See that? There's your shoulder, head and shoulder. And it represents a slanted resistance line of support and resistance, right? Check it out. See this? And we've been respecting it for a while here. Let's keep it going. Let's see how far it can, like. So, like, we bounce, we broke. Resistance. We got above. We bounce. Resistance, we got above. Can we bump and run here? You know, that's what we need. We need the bump and run here for XRP. You can see it in this too, right? Only thing is that's a descending triangle, which is a bearish triangle in my humble opinion, and we could break to the downside off that. Let's see if this level can hold and the 1 hour can get a bit of a bump. I don't have a lot of faith in the market at the moment. I'd like to see this Saturday night play out. Looks like the market makers will do whatever they want with low liquidity and low volume and lack of interest. So because of that, even I can smell the lack of interest. I can feel it. Like, it's out there. So when there's lack of interest, it just, you know what it is. And you can sniff it out and you can feel it, right? I'd be ready to short the market in a heartbeat, open up a bunch of targets, but it's like, you know, this is more than games, actually. Tron Wars. So could this bounce to the upside, XRP3L? Possible with the news coming out. There could have a different catalyst. You see what I'm saying? That's how we're going to talk about them tomorrow and kind of start off the day with that. That's how the news is going to begin tomorrow. That's how the show is going to be getting XRP. It's just, you know, it's its own beast, so to speak, its own kind of weather system going on. And we're going to break it down for each and every one of you and show you what we see. So that's going to come strong tomorrow. Then we got the weekly candle close, which is going to be insane. Can Bitcoin stay above 40K? If it doesn't, could be one of the ugliest weekly candle closes. We will be there to cover it, and I will be there breaking it down every single Sunday night, as you know I am. It's been tough. Shout out to all my lifers who have been kicking it with me. We've been long and we've been short, and we've been doing what we had to do to keep it moving, but it's been tough. It has not been the funnest few weeks by all means, and with the news, with the up and downs, if you're staying strong with me, if you're staying emotionally stable, it is what it is. They're trying to break us and shake us, and you have to remember you're here for an existence. You're here to make a move, and all could be well. Phantom trying to form a bit of a bullish rectangle. Can it break on out? Whole market's watching. It's just iffy times, right? 1 hour wants to dump on you, and you didn't get above resistance. So, in my humble opinion, that just doesn't look good. It's not a good look for Phantom at all. Like, you know, and then it could break this level. So, I would watch Phantom. Honestly, sad to say is these are kind of all starting to form descending triangles because they're getting this flat top and they're just coming down on the upper end. So Yeah, to me, it is starting to look more like a descending triangle than anything else in a lot of these coins. Sam, you getting bearish. I know. I'm usually not that bearish, but I am. I'm just showing you what the market's showing me. And I don't even like it when it comes out of my mouth because I'm trying to be like, no, like you got to be like, yeah, but it's like, this is what it is. Yeah, so market can be very, very vicious. It can. Let's take a look at EGLD. It can be the most vicious. I mean, trading cryptocurrency can rip your heart out if you're not prepared for the downside. Look, we just went up all the way. They had that crazy wick to 214. We leveled out at 200. Things were looking pretty okay. And then the dump, right, all the way back down to the 160. Like, it's just like, dang, man. But we were back at 118. It's just, you know, but again, the whole idea is the market is asking, are these macro highs on the 4-hour and the daily going to be enough to get us through? You know, the 5-day chart getting a little high with lack of momentum. The 3-day chart on most things is just overbought, and we just didn't get that love. So I live and die by that 3-day chart. It taught me a lot, and it's telling me to be very, very careful in the market right now. It's telling me to be very, very careful. So it sucks, man. You get good at it, or you get better and better at TA, and then eventually your TA starts showing you, like, you know, and you're like, well, I've been this accurate for this long, and then it's telling you signs that you don't want to see, and you're like, man, I gotta heed this stuff because it is what it is. Let's look at the 3-day. Like let's backtest the 3-day on the total market cap, right? And see how much you usually lose when the 3-day wants to reset. Like, this is just a great example. I can give you this insight most people won't give you, but so the 3-day real, I had a reset right here, and it went from 1 trillion all the way to 8 to, so like the smallest is $130 billion, right? Is the least you're gonna lose. But I mean, most times when it gets to this upper zone, I mean, look how much you lost there on the 3-day. I mean, that was a massacre. How about this one here? It was 238 all the way down to 181. You see what I'm doing? I'm watching the stochastics on the 3-day and watching when they get up here, when they curve back down. And down and down. And like, whenever we got to these highs or near the dotted line and we got a bearish cross like we're getting here, it usually meant more downside. So scary times, right? Measured move would be back down here, as we say, in a 1.6. I looked at this the other day. We looked at the big M here, right? We said this could be an M, and we took that as a measured move, and that measured move could bring us right back here to $1.68 trillion, right? So again, 4 hours pushing up. How much can it give you? So far, it's pushed up with barely any momentum. So I'm not getting the moves, right? It is a lousy weekend, not a lot of movement. But again, and now you have Bitcoin dominance pumping up today, which wasn't good for the altcoins on the 4-hour. However, it's getting baked. You know, it's overcooked. It's cooked on the 4-hour, but it's pushing up now on the 1-hour. And that usually means you're going to see a bit of a dump. Now you want to switch over to US Tether dominance. If that wants to pump up too, yeah, see, when you're on the 1-hour and Bitcoin's looking but bearish, and Tether dominance is looking bullish, and Bitcoin dominance is looking bullish, it's highly likely that your short is going to play out. You got 3 indicators all pointing to the same direction, but all have a different ratio of energy, right? They all cover a different asset is what I mean. Like, you got the US Tether dominance, Bitcoin dominance, but Tether dominance wants to push up, right? And Bitcoin dominance wants to push up. When they both want to push to the upside, it's likely that you're going to get a dump in Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance pumps up for 2 reasons. One of them is because Bitcoin is dumping, and people are running into getting stopped out of their trades into Bitcoin, the BTC pairs, and so Bitcoin dominance starts to pump. Other one is Bitcoin's pumping, right? And people are jumping out of their alts to get into Bitcoin. So what you want to do is, okay, so when I know when Bitcoin dominance is about to pump, I know 2 things are going to happen. A big move is coming for Bitcoin. Either it's going to pump or it's going to dump. One of those 2 things is going to happen. One of those 2 things is going to happen. So because of that, we take that into account and we say, okay, if one of those 2 things is going to happen, how do we figure out which one is going to happen? We know a big move coming, what's coming? So we flip over to US Tether dominance. And if Tether dominance is pushing to the fact that we're going to pump, right? However, then you get some mixed signals here. You get some bearish divergence here. Swing up to swing up. You got some swing down to swing down. However, I play stochastics when things are in iffy, and the stochastics are pushing up to the upside. Again, it gets to the support and resistance. So if this gets above this, I mean, you're going to get a nice short that's probably going to continue. So you don't want to see this break the 450 area, 447, 450. I mean, that's going to cause some problems. So I'll watch that closely. I'll keep you guys up to date. You guys watch this closely. Keep alerts. Keep watching it. But this is suggesting that Bitcoin isn't going to have the best night into tomorrow. Okay? And we may struggle. We may struggle. So I got to put that out there. I got to be honest about it, all right? Sorry. I don't like talking about the bearish tones of Bitcoin, but it just is what it is, right? Shout out to everyone here. Yeah, PC and VR virtual desktop. It's so cool, man. And you can use that. You get virtual desktop, and then you slap on your Oculus, and I can use my PC from anywhere I'm at. It's pretty cool. It's a lot harder to move these lines around, though. Like, you can chart way quicker on your computer. I tried it the best I could. It wasn't that amazing, right? Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for coming on in. 210 likes to 230 people on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and being a part of the live stream. So total market cap struggling as well. Showing signs, shoulder, head, and shoulder. Can we get up? But it's got to show signs of life. 1 hour is pushing down. Only good sign is if this 1 hour pushes down and we don't break the previous high. Like, that's all I want to see. But it's more likely that we do. I've played this many times, and it's likely that this breaks to the downside. But we shall see. Anything is possible. We could pump to the upside in 2 seconds, and I could see Bitcoin at 42K. Like, I always say, I don't know what's happening in the market. I just go by the probabilities of my oscillators, and that's all I can do. There's nothing else I can really do and push, right? So there's Bitcoin dominance, U.S. Tether dominance, a short for Bitcoin that we posted as well that you can take a look at. A bunch of things kind of for you to see in the market, really a lot of insight. Some little coins too to kind of think about. And one more coin on my radar there. I'm going to talk about the one coin that actually may continue to pump regardless of what we're seeing here. The impervious coin, well, Exia chain, we already gave you that. We gave you the coin that was the golden coin, really, that you could have just been in and never lost any money on. No one would have guaranteed that, but we charted it every single day and we stayed on it, and I reminded my group about it consistently. Exia chain, AXC, over and over again. Always use a stop loss, please. Always use a stop loss, okay? It's not easy. It takes time, but just get in the habit of using a stop loss over and over again until you eventually can form your plans and get ready and get situated, all right? One other coin I want to look at, GARI, like Shingari, right? And that thing's been doing damage. Finally took a beat down, but we talked about it down here, and we finally did get a move here. No stop loss got hit in the making of this trade. Almost got us, but we didn't. We talked about opening it right around here at about 51. This thing would blast all the way to 80. Shout out to anyone who jumped on in. And it still may get to the target here after it bounces off of this support line. Starting to make a bit of a move on the 1 hour, forming a bit of a flag here. I would watch GARI. It's the only thing that's really been impervious. It doesn't really care. It has a measured move back up here that would get it to this resistance point at about 91 cents. That ain't bad, but GARI. Shout out to anyone that jumped on in. We nailed it for 64% gains for GARI, man. Bang, 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 bang. It's not easy to find gains when the market is just completely dismal. Here is the trade that I posted here. GARI, I posted it on February 10th with the stop loss you can see at 42 cents. Entry was sitting at about 51 cents. Try to get to the target. However, we're still sitting pretty. And you can see that we never hit the stop loss. Tried to get a little close, but 41. Our stop loss was down here at 40, basically 40, 30, 0.04030, and they got to 44. So not too far. We were still 10% away from the stop. Everything was well. And bang, bang, bang. And that's how you do it. All right. That was a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio in the trade. And bang, 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 bang. Shout out to GARI, pumping on them. Shout out to anyone that jumped into GARI. I know my team was all over that. Love y'all. So even in the midst of pain, from February 10th to now, we were able to pull out some gains, 62% gains in total, and still holding, technically, if you didn't even sell, 38% gains, which ain't too shabby considering the market today. I mean, so we got Exia coin, we got GARI, we found a bunch of microcap gems. We're going to continue to find the coins that matter. I'm telling you right now, I will not stop every single day. If we have to squeeze it out, we will squeeze it out. We will find the liquidity. We will find the move. If we have to short Bitcoin, we're going to short it. We have to long, whatever we got to do. We're going to find the coins that matter. We're going to find the money. We're going to follow the flow. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. GARI for the win. Bang, bang, bang. 61% gains. I mean, I'm impressed by that. Amazing. Hey, if you work hard, eventually you'll sniff it out. And, that coin, with the Indian following and the way it was very, very, they were marketing it to Indian people and biggest country in the world. I thought that thing could do some serious damage. You know what I'm saying? Will Gary go back up? You never know, man. Will Gary Network coin go back up? You never know, Zap. It's up to you. Naga. NGC, please. We'll take a look at Naga. NGC. Super chat. Looks, Rare, and Mira. Let's take a look at looks for Tokyo Sex Whale. Looks USD. And it's on Huobi FTX exchange, right? And FTX looks rare for USD. We'll take a look at looks rare here. Took a beat down. Wow, look at that. Came out early around, 282. Came all the way down. It's at the bottom of its barrel. Wow. Yeah, I don't like to catch a falling knife. So to me, when it comes down to stuff like this, yeah, it got the pump. People might be like, amazing. But again, like, it's got to stay above this resistance point now. It's got to find some support. Show me some support for looks rare, and I'll take it somewhat seriously. Show me a flag or something. It is starting to form this little mini flag here, but it's just getting started. I'd be very careful. Even if it pumps tonight and I miss out on it, I'd be completely fine with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't chase bottom barrel patterns. This would have to get back above like 180 for me to take it seriously. It's got to come here. Use this as support, right? This is what I want. It's got to break out. Use this as support. Break out here. Make a fallen wedge. Maybe even here. Use this as support. And that's where I would really start thinking about getting on into something like this. But that's just my trading style. Yours might be completely different. I've kind of found my pocket where I like to be. I don't like stuff like this. All right. But if I researched it 100% and I really liked it, then I would be DCAing into it at the very bottoms right now. And I'd be building a bag of it. But I'm not in love with this project, but you may be. If you've done your research and you love looks rare and it's your thing, then that's what, you got to go for what you love and what you believe. And again, no one can tell you that. No one can be your advisor but yourself, and you got to figure out your own things. You can have a financial advisor. End of the day, though, you are the one who finds that person. At the end of the day, you're still your financial advisor, even if you find you're not a financial advisor, because you hired that person, and you could have hired one of 3 different ones or 5 different ones. At the end of the day, you still take a big responsibility at all times for your life. How about assembly protocol? Do you think it'll go up soon? I have no idea, man. I don't know. Let's take a look at Naga. Well, so Naga's actually hot. I appreciate someone actually showing me a chart that actually sniffs right. A little bit, at least. Let's take a look at it here. A little here. It's flagging a little bit here on the 4-hour. It's got to break above, but it's doing the same thing like everything else is doing. Like, it's got to show us the move. It's breaking out a little bit here on this flag, so we'll give it that. Right now, it's breaking out of this little flag it was in. All right. Definitely broken out. Retested and everything. But, how much momentum does it have on the 4-hour? We got to see. And here's our resistance point here at about 92 cents. It's made a nice move. It was 45 cents on February 4th. I mean, this thing did a beautiful move, right? Almost up 100% not too long from now. Even from here, January 2nd in a month, it's definitely up 100%. Making some gains. And it formed a new bottom here with this resistance. Can it never go below 66 again? So I would like to see it get rejected maybe here, come back down to 64 and bounce. And if it does that bounce, ooh, that would be sweet. Also, you could kind of throw this in a Sammy cup and Eddie. Is that a cup and handle? Never seen something like this. A bit of a cup and handle here. Unbelievable. This is like, are you kidding me? Sammy cup and Eddie, cup and handle here. Bang, bang, bang. No, but could it make a move to the upside? Again, I want to see it break above here and use this as support, 92, right? So come on, bounce off 92 and show me some love, and that's where I'd be in the sweet spot. Let's take a look at the daily time frame for it. What do you got for me? Yeah, it's a little overcooked. Might round up here again, but what are you going to get? So can it come on out here, then flag out? Then it still has to reset. So some sketchy times for me. It's a little over beat down on the bigger time frame. We'll take a look at the 1 hour. Wants to push up, but it's, what is it going to give you? It did kind of come out of this little wedge that you had going. You kind of throw something in here. It's not the best idea. Something like that. There was your tiny little measured move. Seems like it's playing that out already. So again, now you're at resistance here too. So can it get above this resistance? That's what you need. A little more move coming. But with the sketchiness of the night, and there's a lack of momentum in a lot of coins. So the measured move, if it does break out of there and it can show me some life, is up this pole and back up here to about 110 on 89 cents. That's about, 22%. So 23.5. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Much respect to you and yours. Let's take a look at Mirror, which is Mirror Protocol, I believe, right? Mirror Protocol on KuCoin, MR. Had a bit of a move here. Took a bounce. Looked beautiful. Divergence there formed. Really nice. Swing down, swing up to the upside, and the bullish divergence would play out like it was supposed to. You also saw the MACD trying to make a turn with the blue line curving and the pink up. Bang, bang, bang. This was also a bit of a falling wedge with a 68% chance of a break to the upside, and you got the break to the upside. So there's your move. It also had support here, which was some resistance, and it bounced off previous resistance. Now it kind of broke through this too. If it can hold above this, it could start to do some damage. I know this pays a good APR and people really like this, so Mirror Protocol could be more of like a DeFi coin that could make a bit of a move here. I like to see it stay above this zone, 1 hour, flag it on out, see what it can do. If it can continue to stay in this flag before its next big impulse and stay above that 21-day moving average as it comes on down, then I'd be interested into this thing. I'll be looking at it closely. If it can flag after the push out and stay above this 130 area, heck, if it can bounce off 125, I just don't want to see it come back down here to 120. Show some signs of life, and maybe, just maybe, it could move to the upside. So, Mirror Protocol. But again, I don't have a lot of faith in the market at the present moment. Bitcoin's going to have to show me something. The bulls have to show up and show me something different than what we've been seeing right now, because what I see right now is not a solid move at all, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, big moves coming for Bitcoin in 24 hours. But yeah, bang, bang, bang. Mirror Protocol. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Much respect to you and yours. Shout out to Unpaid Mechanic in the game. I made 300 already the last 2 weeks just by pasting. Goldfinch looks confusing. This was a bowl and handle. Super chat, Mirror. Thank you. I made $300 already the last 2 weeks just by pasting. Pasting what? Can you look at Easy, EasyFi, Easy Bitcoin Pair, Luciano Benz, Space Falcon, Super Chat Mirror. I may be right on AP13 not making a new high. But could see it consolidating for another move. How about a Simple Protocol? Do you think it'll go up soon? Looks has been good for scalping today. I guess so. Sorry, spam twice because I misspelled, not spamming. Super Chat looks Rare, Mirror, and NGC. No worries. How does Mirror look waiting for the 15 to reset? Yeah, not too shabby. If Monthly doesn't do anything, Monday could be bullish for the stock market. Yes, it could. And we're going to look at that, and we'll know. And we'll have this Dow futures up the second I get a chance to take a look at them, and we'll be aware of what's cracking in the market. Definitely. Funny, KuCoin paying 6.83% on USDT. Hey, that's better than nothing. Make 6% on your USDT. Hey, better than the banking system right now, right? If you stake some USDT and make 6.8% on that liquidity, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right. Let's take a look at XDC, one of the stronger coins, and seems to be connected to whether people think it is or not. But it's got this like, I don't know, this like reset idea. I don't know. It's not XRP at XLM. I don't want people to get confused, but it seems to kind of move with XRP a little bit. And today XRP moved a little bit. So did XDC. It's interesting. Protocols are completely different. They're not like, they're not even really related, but it's just interesting to see, Funny, I used to see like CHR and CHZ used to pump together. Really funny. I don't know if anyone noticed that, but they used to pump together. It was really interesting. This market has changed so much. And then like it was NFTs, then it was Meta, then it was this, then it was that. It was just like, wow. I don't even know how we kept up. We found Gala early. We found Block early. We made some serious gains in this group. It was insanity. But that's like, you got to get in, get out. Like, there's a few coins you can hold long term, in my humble opinion, but most things, you even got to pay short term gains and just make gains. Because you're better off just making 100,000 here and there than freaking watching it go up or down. telling you, I've been through it. I've seen it so many times. XTC could bounce off this. This is its previous low. That's the last straw for it. So, like, this is the bottom. The daily wants to reset and push to the upside. However, like everything else, the 4-hour has gone high, and you didn't get much of a move. So, XTC, interesting. Yeah. Struggling a little bit there. Benny at HBARium 2. HBAR inverse head and shoulder. Stock market closed on Monday. Delayed super chat. Could you please take a look at XNQ or Nano? I haven't heard of that coin in a long time. Please tell me about it. What real economic problem does Bitcoin solve? It stores value better than any other store of value in the world. It stores energy better than any other store of energy, in a way, in my humble opinion. And eventually, Bitcoin will become borderless and frictionless. What problem does it solve? What real world economic problem? Right now, there's people in Canada that are getting their bank accounts frozen. And if you own Bitcoin, you wouldn't be able to get your bank account frozen. So that's one of the biggest problems that it solves right there immediately. So, I mean, and that's been showcased by the last 2 weeks. So, yeah. So basically, it can circumvent government totalitarian control over your bank account, if you didn't know. In this downtrend, it seems better to look for bearish setups, don't you think? Definitely. Definitely. That's why we've been shorting the market, but we've been waiting to see. Honestly, you don't know. You don't want to make that assumption and then open up a huge freaking short and get banged on them. But right now, we are in a downtrend, and when you're in a downtrend, you want to trade down, you know. We're in a small bull trend, though. We slowly, you know, but right now, that's why I have a short cooking right here. You know, possible short for Bitcoin is on the table. That's blockchain tech, not Bitcoin. No, it is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the most secure network in the world. If you want to talk about blockchain tech, there's no other coin that could hold $1 trillion in it and not be hacked. Bitcoin did that and achieved that already. It holds a giant market cap. There's no other coin in the world that holds a market cap of Bitcoins. So when you talk about blockchain technology and you want to say that's not Bitcoin, you're just not speaking properly, because what you're doing is you're extrapolating the idea that Bitcoin wasn't the premier coin that built all this. And you're taking the assumption that blockchain can be secure without holding trillions of dollars, which Bitcoin does. Bitcoin's the only coin to do what it's done, to go up to $757 billion market cap. I mean, that's insanity. A $757 billion market cap. No coin, no system in the world. If no banking system, if Chase got together right now, if Apple got together, if all the big tech in the entire world got together and they tried to get, yeah, you need to understand the history of money and understand what Bitcoin is good for. Mr. Bush placed it perfectly. But what I also want to say, though, and to finish this point is Bitcoin, right? What it does, if you took all the money in the world and all these people tried to create a system, a banking ledger that could hold all our wealth, we could buy and sell on it, it could transact. Where was it? Where was it? Where are these big companies? Because they didn't achieve this. Bitcoin was the only thing to achieve that, and it's never been achieved ever. Also, no company ever went to $1 trillion market cap in 10 years. It's never happened. Bitcoin is an anomaly. Bitcoin has done something that the human race has never seen in the history of the human race. If you don't understand Bitcoin fully and really grasp it for why it is what it is, because you've been told too much by the new people that want you to understand that their coins are better, trying to push it. Again, I believe there's better tech at one point and things can move, but nothing can achieve the market cap and the security. And the more people that mine, the stronger the network. You wouldn't be able to add so many people. No other coin can really compete with the network of Bitcoins at this point. It's robust. It moves. So at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want about blockchain and Bitcoin, but I hope I just put you in your place, and I hope you kind of just really realize why Bitcoin is amazing. I mean, you can walk around, what real world use case? I can put 12 words in my seed phrase in my head, and I can walk around anywhere in the world. It was the first coin to give you that option. It was the first coin to have that. Restrictionless, borderless, right? No territory can tell you where and when you can use your Bitcoin. They can't put sanctions on my Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? If I use Bitcoin, it's mine. I can sell and do whatever I want with it at any moment. I can send it to any wallet anywhere in the world with anything, you know? So, there you have it, you know? Shout out to everyone here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on in. Is Bitcoin better than gold? I mean, I hold gold and Bitcoin because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Who is behind Bitcoin? That's something that, honestly, doesn't matter. That's a question for someone that doesn't understand Bitcoin, because when you ask who's behind it, you lose the point of what it is. The point is you don't need to know who's behind it because it's an immutable contract that can be. It's like you don't need to know who's behind PancakeSwap because it's an AMA automated market maker that works. As long as the contract plays out, you don't need to know who's behind it. I know the idea is the old paradigm. You needed to know who's behind everything. That's the problem. See, you used to go to the bank and get your banking card. Then you go to the restaurant and you'd use your restaurant card, and they would know who's behind the card. Right? Because that's why you're asking who's behind it, because your whole life you've been brainwashed into a banking system where you've had to know who's behind everything because you think that's secure. So when you don't know who's behind something, you think it's scary and weird. Instead, blockchain teaches you that you shouldn't have to know who's behind something. That's been the issue all along. That's actually the answer to your first question. What is the real world use case of Bitcoin? The real world use case of Bitcoin is that it solves an anonymity issue through transactional purposes. So we don't have to use that. He goes, if the CCP is behind it and decide to shut it down. Again, he doesn't understand what Bitcoin is. This King guy, he still doesn't understand that it's a decentralized application, that even if a whole entire nation tried to kill every single person, if one computer existed in the far corners of the world or somewhere else and it continued to do what it does, you would still see, look at Bitcoin dominance pumping right now. Not a good sign, right? Look at that pump for Bitcoin dominance. Boom, boom, boom. That's going to bleed the alts. Even worse, alts will bleed if Bitcoin dominance continues up to this part here at 43.11%. Not a good look. Right here, Bitcoin dominance. Let me show you here. So, again, yeah, so Satoshi died in 2011-14 before his baby crawled out of the crib. Here comes the bears. No puppet master is a bit scary for some people. Google rye stones for the people, right? I have to see what it is first to make sure I'm not like, I don't just put anything on the screen if I don't know what it is. Rye stones were inhabited by this. Oh, cool. Look. Rye stones, one of the large artifacts, were manufactured and treasured by the native inhabitants of the Yap Islands in the Micronesia. They are known as the Yapi stone or money or similar names. The typical rye stone is carved out of crystalline limestone and is shaped as a disc with a hole in the center. The smallest may be 3.5 in diameter, the largest being on Rumeg Island, which is 12 feet in diameter. Wow. And thick and weighs 4,000 micrograms. Rye stones were quarried in several of the Micronesian islands, but briefly in Guam as well. The practice stopped in the early 20th century. Today, there are around 6,000 large rye stones outstanding on the island, and several can be seen in museums around the world. The stones were highly valued by the Yappies and used for important ceremonial gifts. The owners of a large stone, which would be difficult to move, was established by its history as recorded to the oral tradition rather than by its location. Thus, change of ownership was affected by appending the transfer to the oral history of the stone. Rye stones have been viewed by modernized economies as a form of money and are often used as an example to support the thesis that the value of some form of money can be assigned purely through shared belief in said value. Of course, amazing. Appreciate that little awesome economic history lesson there into rye stones from Micronesia. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for saying that. Much appreciated to you and yours. Let's take a look at what's happening for BTC right now on that 3S short. Because I feel like if dominance pumps, you're going to see the short start to move. That's what was suggesting on the 1 hour that we would start to see a bit of a pump. And a little bit of a move there on the short, not too much. Still stagnant and sideways, just dominance. People kind of jumping out of their coins, maybe a little bit of a sell-off here on the middle of the night. Just, people getting queried. The fear is coming back in, back to 27. We got neutral, but the fear is coming back again. So you know what happens when the fear comes hard? People get crazy and things get out of control. So shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for so much coming on in. It's 10 p.m. I know you guys have other things to do. You want to watch the Olympics because you can only get so many times to watch the Olympics. So jump on in at home, watch the Olympics, have some fun, open up a trade or two if you have to. I'm going to watch the market closely. You don't always have to trade. Please don't force yourself to trade if you're not feeling it. Take a deep breath. Always step back from the charts. Always take a moment, okay, and be there. Thank you for Jimmy Phillips for the 199. Jimmy, you're the man. If Bitcoin dominance is going up, does that mean for Bitcoin is going down? We went over that in depth, Zap. I would like you to go back and really get down. How do you feel about XRP and XLM? I like them. I think they're going to be part of a reset, part of some weird process them with quant stamp. No, what is it going to be? It's going to be XRP, XLM, Algorand, and Quant. Quant is somehow part of it too. I don't know why, but somehow those 4 coins have something going on with the reset. XRP may actually become the world reserve currency, backed by gold or something. I know I sound like an insane person, but this is something that I'm like, I believe 30% chance that this could be possible. And because of that, I project and I just keep a bag of XRP on the low. Is it guaranteed to happen? I don't know. Can it coexist with Bitcoin? I believe it can. Will it have to happen? I believe it does. There has to be a reset. There's really no other way out of the situation that we're in. And so I don't see how anything can get out. Yeah, Quant, XRP, and Algorand, yeah, they have something to do with it. I don't know why, but they seem to be the coins that are going to have some part of the reset. Yeah, I believe there's going to be something. HBAR may be in there too because the guy started HBAR was like an NSA dude. Swirls, you can look it up. Yeah. XRP forming a wedge. Yeah, we took a look at XRP as well. We went over it as well. Maybe the one coin that actually may push up. We looked at XRP3L for the idea here. XRP3L here on KuCoin. XRP3L on KuCoin, and take a look. Also, some people say they don't even trade. They just come here to listen to my voice. They say it's soothing, and it makes them feel better about their life. If you're one of those people, I love you, and have a wonderful day, and take care of yourself. Yeah, this could pump right now on the 1 hour. We looked at it, XRP3L, possible move. The only thing because there's kind of that je ne sais quoi, like what's up with XRP, and what's up with the news. And, everyone's getting excited for the Lifer Cipher tomorrow morning. They're freaking out. They're like, oh, my God. And so, yeah. It's funny, man. And then they're trying to freeze crypto wallets as well. That's another reason to have your stuff on a hardware wallet and not on a centralized exchange. Remember, they'll corner anyone they can. Get your money on a hardware wallet. Be your own bank. That's the idea of it all. Don't go halfway. Go all the way. Be your own bank. Okay? Be your own bank. And tonight, trading is high risk. I will put that out there. Like, sometimes there's a number of trading. It's like, oh, it's a 7, it's an 8. Like today, it's like a high risk. It's like a 1. Like, it's just not the best trading, right? You're not going to see. But again, tomorrow morning, we can see a pump and everything up again. You back up. But that's okay. Like, just because it was an insane move and something happened doesn't mean you have to jump on it every time. Just be careful, watch the market, and take it day by day. Do not push yourself. Do not force yourself to be in a trade. I can only say this so many times, and I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell anyone what to do. But I can say what I've done that's hurt me, and forcing trades isn't a good look. Being obsessed about having to be in a trade all the time, let the market come to you. Let the market start to show some health signs. Like let us at least see a downtrend in Bitcoin and know we're in the bear, and then we can start shorting the heck out of it, and we can have a better trend up or down. And we'll still get pumps regardless. Nothing is in a bear market or a bull market forever. There's pumps on the 1 hour, always in a bear market. There's still moves to the upside. Nothing goes straight down. Nothing goes straight up. Remember that. Take a deep breath. We're going to do it every single day, and we're going to make it through this no matter what. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Thank you for everyone who came here on a Saturday night. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially on an Olympic Saturday night. You only get a chance to watch those Olympics, and if you came here to spend it with me, I really appreciate that. Thank you for being here. At the end of every live stream, I say crypto is life. 1, 2, 3. Crypto is life. Thank you so much for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I'll be back tomorrow for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. I am the lifer. You are the crypto lifers. Much respect to each and every one of you. Peace. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.